story of the lady or the tiger. In very olden times, there lived a semi-barbaric king. When a subject in his kingdom was accused of a crime, the public was given notice that the fate of this accused person would be decided upon in the king's arena. Once the king's arena was full, he would give a signal, and the accused subject stepped out into the vast amphitheater. On the other side were two doors. The person on trial was to walk directly to these doors and open one of them. He could open whichever one he pleased. If he opened one, there came out a hungry tiger, the fiercest and most cruel that could be found. It would immediately swing upon him and tear him to pieces as a punishment for his guilt. However, if the accused person opened the other door, there came forth from it a lady or a man. The most beautiful and suitable mate was presented, and the accused would immediately have to marry them as a reward for their innocence. It did not matter that they might already have a spouse or loved another. The king allowed no substitutions. This was the king's great scheme of retribution and reward. This was the king's method of administering justice. The king's people never knew whether they were to witness a bloody slaughter or a hilarious wedding. The community could bring no charge of unfairness against this man because the accused person chose his own fate. The semi-barbaric king had a daughter. She was the apple of his eye, and he loved her more than anything. However, within the king's court was a young man of common status that was in love with the princess, and she was in love with him. For months, they carried on this love affair, until one day, the king found out. He did not hesitate in his kingly duty. The princess's lover was immediately cast into prison, and a day was appointed for his trial in the king's arena. This was of great interest to all the people of the land. Never before had such a case occurred. Never before had a subject dared to love the daughter of the king. The tiger cages of the kingdom were searched. The most savage and relentless of beasts was found. The fiercest monster was selected for the arena, and the maiden with the most beauty throughout the land was carefully surveyed and selected. Everybody knew the deed that the accused was charged with. Everyone knew the king would not make an exception. The young man would either be mauled by a tiger or married off in front of the princess. Either way, the young man would pay for allowing himself to love the princess. His day arrived in the arena. People came from near and far. The king gave the signal. The accused walked into the arena. His eyes were fixed upon the princess. She sat at the right of her father. From the moment that the king had decreed the imprisonment of her lover, the princess had thought of nothing else night and day. The princess found a way to know which door the tiger would be behind. The lady behind the other door was the fairest and loveliest of all the damsels of the land. Often the princess had seen her or imagined that she had seen this woman admiring her against her. She had even seen them talking together. How could she know if it was of unimportant topics or because of love interest or attraction? The king's savage blood transmitted and traveled through her own veins. She hated the woman who blushed and trembled behind that silent door. Her jealousy warped her thoughts. She could not let him be with another, but she did not want him to die. Her lover looked at her. His quick perception told him the princess knew behind which door crouched the tiger. He understood her nature and counted on her knowing. The only hope for the lover was for the princess to discover this mystery, and that she loved him. With a quick and anxious glance, he asked the question with his eyes. Which? She raised her hand and made a slight quick movement towards the right. No one but her lover saw her. Every eye but his was fixed on the man in the arena. He turned, and with a firm, rapid step, he walked across the empty space. Every heart stopped beating. Every breath was held. Every eye was fixed upon that man. Without the slightest of hesitation, he went to the door on the right and opened it.